Nebraska's trusted news source. This is Channel 8 News at 5.
Coming up tonight, the Gonzalez family shares their story of heartbreak after their loved one was one of the victims of the double homicide in Lincoln.
Plus, the latest after a pickup crashed into the concrete sign outside of Lincoln Southwest High School. But first tonight.
So at this time, I am moving to dismiss without prejudice at state's cost.
Tonight, former Husker coach Mickey Joseph is a free man. Good evening, everyone, and thank you for joining us. The former head football coach was in court today on charges of domestic assault.
But prosecutors asked the judge to dismiss the case. So why? Well, Channel 8's Philip Katafamo was at the hearing and is here in the studio now to tell us more. Philip.
Thank you, Rod. Today, a preliminary hearing was held today for Mickey Joseph, who was accused of strangulation and domestic assault. Last year, Joseph was accused of strangling a woman at his home over a marital infidelity. This is November 25th, 2022. Nebraska interim head coach Mickey Joseph just helped the Huskers to a 10-point win over Iowa to secure the Heroes Trophy, a glimmer of hope in an otherwise forgettable season. Fast forward to December, where that same coach is in court awaiting his fate, accused of strangulation and domestic assault. A dramatic contrast from the euphoric feeling felt after such a historic win. Last December, Joseph had been accused of strangling a woman at his home during an argument over marital infidelity, according to court documents. The accuser alleged in an arrest affidavit that Joseph pushed her onto the couch and placed his hands around her throat. She said she was eventually able to get him off of her and went into the kitchen. Court documents say Joseph then grabbed the woman's hair from behind and pulled her backwards, causing her to fall. Wednesday, Joseph was back in court for his preliminary hearing to determine if the case would go to trial, which it ultimately did not.
So at this time, I am moving to dismiss without prejudice at state's cost.
Okay, matters dismissed on the motion to state at state's cost without prejudice.
The prosecutors say they received an email from the victim in February stating she would not testify. And after several attempts to locate the accuser and serve her an out-of-state subpoena, a dismissal without prejudice was the final ruling. Lancaster County Attorney Patrick Condon explains.
If it's without prejudice, then we can come back and try, renew the charges, file the charges again. If we decide, based on our evidence that we have, and if it was the problem getting a hold of a witness, maybe why we weren't able to get a hold of the witness, what the circumstances were, whether we think we shouldn't, we can go forward with it and have that cooperation of that witness.
Joseph has denied ever striking the victim or grabbing their hair. Again, keep in mind if the accuser decides to change her mind and go forward with this case, she can. As for what the future holds for Mickey Joseph, it's still unknown. Back to you.
All right, Philip Katafamo with the very latest on this story. Thank you. Now, a crime alert. A former Nebraska state trooper is facing even more decades behind bars. He was already found guilty of sexually assaulting a 13-year-old girl in Bellevue.
This time, he was sentenced to prison for enticement and child pornography. Brandon Dolezal was sentenced 10 to 12 years on each count of enticement and 5 to 8 years on each count of child pornography. That's a total of up to 56 years in prison. It'll be served consecutively to the sentence of 20 to 40 years he received for sexually assaulting the teen. A Grand Island teen charged in connection to the murder of a Lincoln man has asked a judge to release him with an electronic monitor.
16-year-old Austin Kelly is charged with being an accessory to murder. Todd Shearer of Lincoln was found shot and beaten at Fodder Park last month. This is a mugshot of another suspect in the case. Now, Kelly's attorney says the teen did not have a history of violence, was a Boy Scout, involved with church, and should be released. Well, the judge said no, so now the case moves to district court for trial. Also, a Hastings teen was arrested for causing a school lockdown.
Police say he made a threat to a Clay County student. The 18-year-old suspect has not been named, but he reportedly threatened a student at Sandy Creek High School in Fairfield. Officials say he then spit on a trooper's face when being taken into custody. The suspect was arrested on multiple charges, and the investigation is ongoing. The latest now on a rare scene at Southwest High School this morning in Lincoln after a pickup crashed into a concrete sign.
Here's video from the scene around 5:30 this morning. Police say the driver was heading westbound on Pine Lake Road when, for some reason, he went over the curb and then crashed into that sign. They say he then ran off. Well, later, police found him at the hospital. He did have some injuries. At this point, police will only say charges are pending. We have a follow-up now to the double homicide in South Lincoln last week.
Tonight, we're hearing from the family of one of the two men killed at the Lodge Apartments. Channel 8's Veronica Barreto joins us now with more in the studio. Veronica?
Megan and Rod, it's been over a week since the tragedy, and Ronald Gonzalez's family say they still cannot believe what happened. Georgina Molina, Ronald Gonzalez's wife, says they came to the U.S. from El Salvador, escaping from gangs and violence back home. But here they were hit with the unimaginable. She says they had many dreams together and were close to celebrating 1-year anniversary of their first house here.
La verdad, salimos huyendo de allá y nunca me imaginé que iba a encontrar la muerte aquí.
The truth is that we ran away from there and never imagined that he would find death here. We moved here thinking that it was going to be a better life and it was going to be calmed. The family has a GoFundMe where people can donate if they're wanting to help with funeral expenses. Also killed in the double murder was Chris Carmazin, a resident of the apartment complex, faces 2 counts of first-degree murder. Coming up at 6 o'clock, you will hear more from Ronald's wife and how this tragedy is affecting their family.
Thank you very much, Veronica. Looking forward to the rest of your story at 6 o'clock. Now to the legislature. A bill would expand access to mental health and substance treatment to Nebraskans.
It was introduced by State Senator Anna Wishart of Lincoln. She says Nebraska really lacks mental health services, and that impacts prisons and service calls for law enforcement. Her bill would help build at least 6 clinics all across the state in places like Omaha, Lincoln, Kearney, and Hastings. It would be through the state's Medicaid program.
What this represents to me is how government has let people down. The calls that we get, the emails that we get, the messages that we get on various social media channels, a huge percentage of those, compared to other issues people have, is people needing help accessing medical and mental health services.
Now, the clinics would be similar to federally qualified health centers that provide a variety of health care services to low-income families. We're going to have much more on the story coming up on our newscast at 6 o'clock.
Time now to talk about your weather with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins. Rusty, it was a cold morning, and my goodness, those winds also did not help.
Did have a bite. Definitely the wind had a bite to it this morning with those temperatures that were below average. And after what we saw yesterday with temperatures in the 70s, 80s, and even some 90s in southeast Nebraska, today kind of a slap in the face from Omaha nature there. But here's what it looks like outside in Beatrice. Plenty of sunshine at South 6th Street and Perkins Street on Schoen's Roofing Camp. Lots of sunshine, just temperatures a little bit hindered today from where they normally should be. At 49 degrees, we should be in the 60s this time of year, so definitely cooler than average. 48 degrees in Nebraska City. We're at 47 in Lincoln, but that's nothing compared to further north and northwest, where they saw a lot of snow in parts of the Panhandle. 31 in Valentine, 28 degrees in Chadron right now. So it's even warmer than it was yesterday, and even though it's in the 20s and 30s, but we're much colder than we were 24 hours ago for the southeastern corner of the state. 39 degrees colder in Falls City than 24 hours ago. The wind is out of the north and northwest, does have a bite to it. It's at 10 to 20 miles per hour. The satellite and radar very quiet, just a few clouds in the western portion of the state. Your forecast hour by hour. Temperatures once again will start off very chilly early tomorrow morning in the middle 20s. We should be in the middle 30s this time of year. But on the plus side, that wind dies off considerably. We should see wind gusts below 5 miles per hour, so not much of a wind gust there. So the wind dies down, the temperatures are going to cool off, but that should be the bottom out. We are going to start to warm up after we get very cold tomorrow morning. I'll show you how warm and for how long in a few minutes.
Looking forward to that, Rusty. Thank you very much. Now, as we cover Nebraska tonight, high winds hampered a grass fire in Richardson County.
The Humboldt Volunteer Fire Department says heavy timber and gusty winds caused some issues putting out the blaze. Crews from 4 different towns helped out, and the Richardson County Sheriff was on the scene as well to control traffic. We're told it took hours to put out the fire. Well, fire departments in Grand Island and Hastings are reporting an increase in carbon monoxide poisoning cases over the last year.
They emphasized how many people don't realize they're being exposed to the poisonous gas until it's too late. They want folks to be educated on the risks and symptoms of carbon monoxide poisoning and ensuring homes have working detectors. And they're working on helping to ensure that the Grand Island Fire Department plans to partner with the Red Cross to provide free carbon monoxide detectors to the public. Did you know April is National Safe Digging Month? Black Hills Energy is sharing tips you'll need to put your spring projects in motion.
Calling or clicking before you dig could save you time and money, as well as possible injuries. White lining or pre-marking the area you plan to work on helps assist utility workers. Now, planning is key for important projects, with at least a 2-day notice required to Nebraska 811.
It's free, it's easy, and it's the law. So call us 811. Everyone will come out, indicate whether they've got utilities underground, show you where those are at, and then you can do your work.
For more information on where to safely dig when starting a project, be sure to check ne1.com. So again, ne1.com. All right, coming up, an early morning tornado has killed at least 5 people in Missouri.
We'll have the latest on that and also former President Donald Trump's indictment after the break.
Those who fought bravely and were willing to sacrifice everything
Some national news now. In New York yesterday, 34 counts of falsifying business records were brought up against Donald Trump. And despite the charges, his supporters offered him a warm welcome back to Florida last night.
Former President Trump gave a defiant speech to the crowd, saying the case is politically motivated. The DA made a motion yesterday asking for a protective order. citing concerns over Trump's social media usage. The request was denied, but the judge did warn everyone to refrain from making any comments that could endanger anyone.
Typically, falsifying business records is a misdemeanor, but the DA believes the alleged payments were made in an effort to conceal another crime. The DA is yet to specify what that might be.
Facts as laid out could be a compelling argument, but before they even get there, they're going to have to overcome the legal issues. For question one, what is the crime that prosecutors are alleging escalated this from a misdemeanor to a felony?
Well, for now, Trump is due back in a Manhattan courtroom in December, but he still faces other criminal investigations, including efforts to overturn election results in Georgia. Well, across the Midwest, tornadoes touching down, leaving destruction in their wakes. Planes scheduled to depart Chicago's O'Hare Airport were delayed as areas from basically Missouri to Ohio were under threat.
In Missouri, at least 5 people have been confirmed dead after an early morning EF2 funnel touchdown. That storm system continues pushing east, taking with it pieces of the communities it upended. Alyssa Morris survived the storm, but lost everything, including this photo of her daughter. It traveled more than 150 miles from Arkansas into Tennessee, where it landed at the home of John Ellis. Ellis and his wife took to social media, hoping to return the photo to its owners.
I can't thank them enough. We're lucky to be here. We're lucky to have people around us to care enough to do that.
The northern edge of this storm is also dumping snow. Some parts of Minnesota and South Dakota are under a winter weather advisory through tomorrow morning.
Now, your Storm Alert team forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rusty Dawkins.
Parts of Nebraska saw snow yesterday as well. Look at this. This is snowfall totals through last night. And I'm going to zoom in and show you some of these totals. Just incredible. Chadron, 18 inches. Harrison, 20 inches, even a little more along up 385 and then through southwestern parts of South Dakota. There's Martin, South Dakota right there. But then it tapered off very quickly, 4 inches in Hemingford and then 12 inches near the Agate fossil bed. So incredible amounts of snow. And Chadron has seen a ton of snow already this year. There was just a couple of months ago, they saw 24 inches in one day, which was a new record. This one really close to second place. Not even close to that around here. Goodness, I've got friends and family in Chadron, and I was showing them pictures of Lincoln, and they're not talking to me now. So mostly sunny skies out there at 84th and O, Southeast Community College at 47 degrees. Not bad, 47 in Friend, 49 in Beatrice, well below average. We should be around 60, but that cold air is sitting over the top of us. This is the time of year where winter and spring struggle, and I think winter is just about to start losing out on everything. But goodness, we are a lot colder than we were yesterday at this time. Dead even though from Columbus to York. This is exactly where you were yesterday at this time, but 12 degrees colder in Lincoln and Wahoo, 39 degrees colder in Falls City, but just a touch warmer a little further west. A little bit of a northwest wind at 10, 20, 25 miles per hour, just enough to give it a bite. Boy, if you were out earlier this morning, I know when I was walking my daughter to school this morning, it was cold. I mean, she was not having fun walking to school this morning, neither was I. But a northwest wind for everybody at 15 to 20 or 25 miles per hour. Everybody has plenty of sunshine too, just a couple of clouds off towards North Platte, but everybody else very, very quiet when it comes to the satellite. So Stormcast has a few clouds trying to roll through as we head into the early morning hours, maybe a couple of snowflakes in the southwestern corner of the state, but most of us just a mixture of clouds and sun, maybe a raindrop or two Thursday afternoon, well to our north. O'Neill, Sioux City, might see a sprinkle or two. That would be about it. Cold tonight. I think this is about the bottom. We're going to drop to around 20 to 25 degrees by early tomorrow morning. Light west wind at 5 to 10 miles per hour, maybe 15. Mostly clear, well below average by about 12 degrees. That should be the bottom, because then we start to warm up. Not back to normal yet. We're getting there, but not quite. Upper 50s and lower 60s for most of us. A little bit of a southwest wind should help to warm us up. We should see plenty of sunshine, mixture of clouds and sun. That southwest wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. It's about average. Not quite, but it's about there. Southwest wind at 10 to 20 miles per hour. Then we get above average on Friday, and we just continue our way up. 73 on Saturday, 76 on Sunday, just a spot shower possible on Sunday. Monday, 80, 85 on Tuesday, and we dropped just a little bit back to 80 on Wednesday. So the first 3 days of next week are going to be right around 80 to 85 degrees. A little rain possible on Thursday. Then again, by the first part of next weekend, we really could use some precipitation in the eastern half of the state. The western half of the state has been doing just fine with all the snow that they've seen this season. So they're probably pretty good, but the eastern half of the state, at least the eastern quarter of the state, really needing some precipitation. So it's nice to see at least a few chances on the 10-day forecast, but very mild after we get past tonight.
Well, you're so right, Rusty. I was out about the other day near a gravel road, and some cars were going by. It almost looked like there was a fire. There was so much dust coming from that. So yeah. Bring it on, Mon, as you call her, Mon Nature.
Mon Nature.
Yeah.
We could use a little precip around here.
We really could.
I feel like every other time that I talk to my folks in Southwest Nebraska, they've been getting hit this winter, whereas, you know, they've been quite dry here recently. So quite the change up.
It is.
All right, thank you very much, Rusty. A split day on Wall Street today, the Dow gaining 80 points. NASDAQ, though, is down 129. S&P also losing about 10 points. Here are your numbers. You're watching Channel 8, Nebraska's trusted news source.
Tonight.
Finally tonight, a love story between two pups is going viral. One of the dog's owners moved 3 hours away. However, distance was no match for the duo. Sadie and Rollo, two German Shepherd mixes, are keeping in touch via FaceTime. Their howling phone calls have gone viral on TikTok.
Oh, isn't that cute? The chatty pups met in Canada during the pandemic when their owners were neighbors. The owner said they may be neighbors again in the future, who knows, but until then, the pups will have to settle for their weekly video chat. You see that dog howling there? They miss each other.
My pup had a friend named Rio, who then moved across the country with his mom. And every time I ask Reggie, I'm like, Reggie, do you remember Rio? He pricks his ears up. He gets so excited.
Do the ears go?
Yeah, they remember. They know.
Oh, they're smarter than we probably think. Yep. All right, Rusty, let's get a final check of the weather.
A little chilly out there right now. Lots of sunshine, though. The entire state, wall-to-wall sunshine. So we're starting to I think spring is starting to eke its way back into the forecast. This is what it looks like in Aurora right now. Temperatures, though, a little on the chilly side. Let's take a look at those. 47 in Lincoln, 48 Beatrice, 42 in Columbus. A touch cooler in Norfolk at 40. Notice everybody has a lot of sunshine, though. 43 in York, 43 in Aurora. We've got that west-northwest wind anywhere from 14 to 22 miles per hour. And those are sustained winds, so we are seeing wind gusts closer to 30 miles per hour. But like I said, wall-to-wall sunshine for the entire state. Just a few clouds off to the northeast and to the west. So here we go. This is spring, I think, is starting to load. 60 degrees on Thursday, 68 degrees on Friday, 73 on Saturday. So our average high, I wrote it down, hang on, 62. 62 is our average high. So we're getting there on Thursday. We'll be above average on Friday and Saturday. But we have to get cold before we get warm. That's just the way it works. And we'll be at 24 early tomorrow morning. So another cold start, but we get to 50 by noon, 60 by 3 o'clock in the afternoon. That southwest wind picks up just a little bit at 10 to 12 or 15 miles per hour, dropping off to around 58 degrees by 6 o'clock tomorrow evening. So winter might be done with us. I mean, I hate to say that too soon because it is, after all, Nebraska and anything can happen, but it does look like spring will be around for a while.
All right, thank you, Rusty, and thank you for joining us.
Have a good night. We'll see you at 6.
With the Channel 8 News mobile app, you'll be the first to know. Get alerts about breaking news and weather, all in the palm of your hand.
Need a better night's sleep? Come see us. At Comfort Made Mattress Factory, our custom-made mattresses are built to your needs, backed with a lifetime comfort guarantee.
Closed captioning on Channel 8